when you've got banding applied to sheet goods like I do here, and it's left oversized, you've got to get that trimmed down. Now, one way to do it would be to get on here with a sander and start working on that banding. What concerns me with that is that it's too easy to get a sand through on the veneer here. Remember that veneers are just getting thinner and thinner all the time. So if I get a sand through, I'm going to be in trouble. The core of this is showing through. Instead, I'm going to use a router. Now let me talk about the router setup. It's really very simple. I've got a 3/4 inch straight bit in the router. I've got a 1/2 inch MDF piece, which is bolted right to the bottom of the router, with a little recess in here that the bit can nest inside. The way this is going to work is that the MDF is going to sit on the material. The bit is going to be able to cantilever past the sheet goods, trim the banding, registering it, referencing it right down to the level of the sheet goods. So what's critical with this is that I need to get the height of the cutter set so that the bottom of the cutter is even with the material. I got to make sure that's right before I start doing any cutting. Otherwise, instead of sanding through, I'm going to have a cut through on this veneer if I cut too deeply. So let me get rid of this. Bring on a piece of scrap. The reason the paper is here is because I found that that's a pretty good way to get this whole process started. Loosen up my router. Of course, it's unplugged. I'm going to raise it. So right now, that router bit isn't even close to touching the material. As I lower the cutter, I'm going to use this paper as a feeler gauge. I'm sliding it in past the bottom of the bit as I lower the bit. And what's going to happen as I drop it is it's going to get to a point where it catches. The tip of the cutter catches on the paper right there. Now I'm going to back up just a little bit. Standard paper is about 3/1000ths of an inch thick. So if I did this right, that's leaving the tip of my cutter about 3/1000ths above the material. I'm going to hold this down, turn that by hand, and what I'm feeling for are the cutter tips dragging it all on the surface of the material? They're not, but I want to make a test first. So I'll plug this in, and I'll just do a little test cut right here on this piece of scrap, see if I'm digging into it at all. If I'm not, we'll try the real deal. What the test on the scrap tells you is if you're set too deep and going to take too much away, because then it would cut into the surface. What it doesn't tell you is if you're set just a little bit too short. As I cut into the banding here on this piece, I'm still a little bit higher than I want to be. So I'm going to increase my depth of cut, do another test cut, then we'll come back, finish this off once the depth is perfect. Once this depth is cut, that does a beautiful job of skinning that down. It's left that banding just a gazillionth of an inch above the face with just a little bit of finish sanding. It's going to knock it right down perfect. And the cut quality off the router bit's really good. So very little work to finish this. I'm ready to flip this over, do the trimming on the other side, and that piece is going to be all done.